Ok, mi gente, bienvenido al podcast del momento otra vez con los advisors. Hay que repetir, tú sabes, y ese abriguito, loco. Van dos veces que lo hacemos, pero...
Flexing merch.
Sí, no, tú sabes, los muchachos están con el merch de Serum, de FTX, o vainitas del momento. Hoy tenemos,
Strip.
sí, Bahamas Strip, viene vlog por ahí. Este episodio vamos a tener un invitado especial, un trader de alto nivel que nos va a dar su experiencia. Vamos a hablar en inglés, va a tener subtítulos en español, pero si usted tiene destreza en inglés, es bueno que lo escuche nativo y no le esté prestando tanta atención a los subtítulos. Entonces, sin más, vamos a presentar a Charlie.
Perfect. So Charlie is currently trading with Alameda Research, and he used to work with Genesis Block before joining Alameda. Charlie, can you tell us when did you join Alameda, and if possible, why did you leave Genesis?
Hey, so let me introduce myself. I'm now doing trading at Alameda. So what about I just talk about how did I find out crypto?
Yep.
So I found out Bitcoin in 2017 when the last bull market just started. So at that time, I bought my first Bitcoin from a local exchange. And I find that there are a lot of arbitrage opportunities everywhere. And there were like ICO boom that people invest a lot of money and make money in. And in 2018, I just decided I have to full-time trading and decided to join the industry. So Genesis Block was my first crypto job. And I worked as a OTC trader there. And at that time, like a lot of stuff have changed. For example, we don't have DeFi and don't have NFT. So a lot of things has changed since then. I experienced this like bull market from like 20k to 6k and then 3k, and like during the bear market we learned a lot. Like the market has changed, and I recently, like 1 year ago, I joined Alameda. Alameda was like a counterparty that I've traded a lot with. They provide a very handy OTC portal and very good spread in terms of prices. And yeah, so I met Alameda Fox like a year ago and decided to join them.
Perfect. And one thing, so can you describe what is an OTC trader? What an OTC trader does?
So before I joined Alameda in Genesis Block, we are basically a broker in the space. So we provide liquidity for any cryptocurrencies versus fiat currency. Example, USD or local currency like Hong Kong dollar, Thai baht, and Korean won. And we used to do some China market as well, but I don't think we are doing it much right now. And yeah, OTC trading is like a kind of like a broker, and also fiat on-ramp for some counterparties that they only trade local currency instead of the USD market. So we have like an arbitrage opportunity there to bridge to the liquidity from USD market to local currencies.
Okay.
But in Alameda, we are providing liquidity to more trading pairs. For example, crypto to crypto, future exchange to like EFPs. So in Alameda, we provide a lot more different products and quote currencies.
Okay. Hi, Charlie. I got another question. So you said you started at Genesis in 2017, but I'm curious to know, like, what's your background before that? Because I imagine it cannot be that easy to find a job on Genesis, right?
Yeah, I came from an engineering background, like not a finance or trading background. I actually joined Genesis Block after 1 year. I started trading crypto. So I basically learned crypto, like ICO or trading stuff by myself or from Twitter, the internet. And yeah, I spent 1 year trading by my own before I joined the company or the industry.
Nice.
Right. So your background is also engineering, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you what kind of, I mean, do you code? Do you use some particular language? I don't know. Or you don't do any kind of those things anymore?
Yeah, I code a bit. Like I'm not from a computer science background, but like traditional engineering is that. So I didn't do a lot of coding, but of course in the crypto industry we have to learn. So yeah, I learned since I find out crypto.
Perfect. And how does your engineering degree impacts your decisions? You know, how has it affected what you currently do?
Yeah, I think it did affect my thinking about stuff. Like when I first find out Bitcoin, I am like impressed by the decentralized nature, because I come from Hong Kong. Like we are using a Hong Kong dollar currency, which is pegged to the US dollar. So yeah, and there was like some Chinese crackdown on crypto or other stuff in Hong Kong. So I had an impression that Bitcoin can be a solution for people who are using some volatile currency in their local country. So yeah, I think my experience in Hong Kong quite a lot affected my view on Bitcoin or the whole cryptocurrency industry.
Okay, thank you. And in whatever you're currently doing in Alameda, you usually quote customers, or you also handle futures trading?
Yes, I do. And yeah, besides OTC trading, we also do a lot of DeFi stuff, which is quite a new thing in a few years ago. So yeah, DeFi was not a thing by like 2019, which like Sushi or Uniswap are the first DeFi protocol that is really popular, and there were a lot of opportunities. So I spent a lot of time on studying DeFi and like learn how the stuff work, how many different chains there are. So yeah, I also do DeFi stuff in Alameda.
I see. Perfect.
Must have been like a stressful week with Luna.
Yeah, the
USD.
Luna stuff has to be stressful as fuck.
Right?
Yeah, and like Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi protocol is also one of the first farming.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. And Charlie, so what we wanted to ask you is what has been which has been the biggest trade that you have ever quoted? Like in dollar units.
OTC trading?
Yeah.
How sizable they are? Maybe like 10 figures, 9 figures. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, perfect.
Coño.
And how do you do something in terms of risk management for whatever Alameda is doing? I guess on the DeFi stuff you probably do that there, but I mean more specifically when you trade futures or when you quote an EFP, for example, and things like that. Like what kind of risk things do you guys look out for, or I don't know, you take in consideration when doing something like that?
Yeah, for trading OTC, I think most of the time we want to hedge out positions and be delta neutral, unless we have a specific opinion on the market or coin. Like Alameda is a market maker that aims to be delta neutral most of the time when there's new trades.
Okay.
Yeah, so hedging, of course.
Yeah. And then how do you guys determine how to hedge, let's say your DeFi products, let's say you're trading something that has no futures, how do you hedge it or think about that particular coin or product?
Yeah, so in Alameda, we think about stuff like this as like we want to like have a model of how we expect the coin can be or the market can be, and based on the like probabilities that we think and the possible outcomes, we decide what to do.
I see. Perfect. And what will you recommend, to those users out there that, want to become like you, right? They want to become traders at a big OTC firm or something. What do you think should be the first step for them?
Yeah, I mean, spending a lot of time in the space is very important. Like there are many new opportunities every day. For example, there were no DeFi, there were no NFTs, but these are all new opportunities that came up in the recent 1 or 2 years. So I think, yeah, if you want to be a full-time trader or being full-time in the crypto industry, you have to spend a lot of time studying. Yeah, there are a lot of good resources on Twitter or the internet. So yeah, spending time is very important.
Okay.
Tú lo vas a preguntar de la luna, del Terra, todo.
We wanted to ask you, but not sure if you can. How did you guys handle last week? What was the main approach to this Luna implosion thing? Like, if you can talk to us about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can talk a lot about this, but I think the whole UST or Luna thing is a big lesson for people to actually study the mechanism behind a project instead of just trusting maybe some KOL or some opinion leaders like YouTube video. Because I saw a lot of like retail users, they actually think that USD is a stable coin, but in fact I think this kind of algo stable coin that's not backed by any hard assets is very dangerous to retail users if they think that is a saving product. I kind of think it's like it's like the CDO prices in traditional finance that people package some risky products into a saving product that make many retail investors suffers.
I don't know if you heard about Titan and Iron. It kind of looked the same thing, but in a higher.
Iron finance for sure.
Yeah. So the people that live that crash, I mean, they probably saved from Luna.
Yeah, if you have experienced the Iron finance thing, it's a valuable lesson. I think Iron is backed by some USDC instead of nothing. So
right.
Maybe it was better.
Right. It was better. Yeah, people could get. I think it was like 70 cents per dollar at the end.
Yeah, of nothing.
Yeah. USD nothing. So I wanted to ask you, why don't you think there is a gold peg stablecoin? Like, I don't know, like a stablecoin with PAXG, for example, or Tether Gold.
Oh, you mean having a USD stablecoin backed by gold?
Yeah. Why hasn't everybody done it? Maybe I should do it.
I mean, Tether. I think
part of their reserves are actually gold.
Yeah.
No, but they have a.
There's no true just based in gold stablecoin.
This sounds like a US dollar to me. Like.
True.
Right.
Well, the Pentagon hasn't gold.
Right, but why don't you think anybody has done it? Like, I don't know, create a contract and start depositing PAXG, for example.
I mean, it doesn't sound very interesting project to like crypto users, because if they want absolute stable coin, they can just use USD backed stable coins.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't see a lot of upsides for gold peg stablecoin.
Okay. Thank you.
Good. So I have a question for you as a fellow engineer. Part of the process is that you miss some of the things that you were doing, I don't know, as a mechanical or electrical engineer. Do you actually miss some of the actions or tasks that you were doing in the past as a creative engineer, you know, working on like structures and stuff that are actually more physical versus right now being a full-time trader, or you don't miss it at all? You're just finding that this is your actual passion.
Yeah, I think like it's a very different industry. So I understand your question, like something physical versus something that you cannot see, like crypto trading. So yeah, I think crypto trading is something that innovative, and it aims to bring efficient trading to every single product actually besides crypto. So yeah, it's basically building a new type of like efficient trading, 24/7 trading market for the world. So yeah, I think it's also kind of physical in some sense.
Yeah, it has some kind of feedback. I totally get it. Right. So I wanted to ask you something. Now that you have like a few years on your belt working on OTCs and doing this kind of market making, if you had the chance to do something, like to pursue something of your own, what would it be?
I can't think of something very specific right now, but like joining Alameda, I think I am influenced by the founders and the company culture, that I think EA is something that is a very good means of giving to the world, like a very efficient way to give out resources and help the world. So if I am doing something new, I think I want to do something that can help people. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Está bien, ya tenemos.
Sí, ya.
Perfect, Charlie. Thank you. And thanks for your time. We really appreciate it. Hopefully, we'll have you on for another episode one day.
Sure, I'm happy to share more. Thanks for the invite.
Perfect. Thank you, Charlie.
Yeah, have a good one.
Thank you.
Man.
Bye.
Thank you.
Nada, muchachones, recuerden suscribirse, estar activo con las redes sociales, seguirnos en Instagram, entrar a la comunidad del momento, crear su cuentica. Veo mucha gente que siguen haciendo bulto, no se llevaron de nosotros, que estamos en el Vera. Ahí está el Luna de Granada, vamos a hablar en un episodio
No, ahí
de
está el
eso.
mercado de Granada.
El mercado está de Granada. Hay un grupo
corriendo
de deludes que siguen diciendo, no, esto es una correccioncita suave. Hay un grupo por ahí,
Que
no
también
vamos a
está
decir
ahí
quiénes son, que
DCA.
están de que DCA en el...
DCA.
En el lunes en el UST.
En el Luna desde 30. Y bueno, ya estamos en 0 puntos. Hay tantos ceros que ya yo no sé.
Bueno, vamos a hablar en el otro episodio.
Se me olvida.
Ahora.